Hey there, Steve here, and today I wanted to talk about something that's quite a big topic. It's a bit difficult one to talk about, but I think it needs to be said and we need to have the kind of conversation about it. And also, if it does affect you, just so you're aware of it and how you can make it less, make it have less of an impact on you, and also so you go into this with your eyes wide open. Now, as I said, I'm Steve from CELTAhelper.com. If you enjoy this content, remember you can support the channel by buying me a coffee digitally over at buymeacoffee.com/CELTAhelper, and you can see more info there. I'll put the link below this video. Also give us a like and a subscribe if you enjoy. And you can get more videos like this, and also more people will see it too. Obviously you've seen in the title, talking about this kind of racism element in TEFL teaching, English language teaching, and unfortunately it definitely does still exist. I can tell you from my Facebook page, which is where I get a lot of comments. I get far more messages than I can ever keep up with, so apologies if you've messaged me on there, but I've had multiple recruiters over the years, and in this case they've all been from Asia, and they've asked me about if I can find them teachers for their schools. Okay, it all seems fairly innocuous, fine, standard issue stuff. And as someone who I'm making this content, it's not much money involved for me, but they offer me commissions. And if the person gets a job, you can get anywhere from maybe, let's say, $50 to $200 if you connect applicants with schools and they actually get the job. And now that sounds fine if the school is good and so on, which is another thing. But what is happening now is that in the EU, let's say the European Union, well, the UK is out of it now, in Europe, the Western countries, these kind of practices whereby you're trying to screen for jobs based on physical appearance, skin color, ethnicity, gender, etc., is totally outlawed, and rightly so. However, in some other countries, and this isn't to disparage other cultures, but the laws are not as strong on that as they might be. And what I've had, and also the added element, before I forget, is the international thing and the recruitment that way as well. Foreign nationals helps people to circumvent any laws they might have their end as well. So what I've had is messages from recruiters who start to ask me about people for jobs, and I instantly get a little bit tense because I've heard so much about this kind of racist element in TEFL recruitment. And yet, particularly in Asia, okay, now East Asia, I mean, let's say, right, I've had people contact me about jobs in China, and also I think it was Korea. Now, I don't want to say that the people in those countries are racist. That's not the point at all. But what I'm saying is the industry still expects your white Westerner, quote unquote. And as abhorrent as that is, that seems to be the way it is. Now, these people, what they do, and this is where you need to be careful if you're looking for jobs in that area, is they ask for a profile photo because, as they say, they want to make sure that you look professional. I guess if they don't want to give someone a job, maybe if they got a tattoo across their face or piercings, I don't know, but that's where the first alarm bell starts ringing. And also, when I've asked them about these recruiters have said, oh yeah, they need to send a video, or is it a video or photo, whatever, some kind of obvious visual aspect. And I said, well, look, does it matter about the ethnicity? Does it matter about the color of the skin? And they say, no, it doesn't, but we know that white people will get the job. They don't say it in those words, but that's what they're telling me. And from there on, I cut the conversation dead. I'm not having that conversation because I believe in equal opportunities. People get where they are on merit, and it's totally archaic, stone age, abhorrent, deplorable, any word you want. It's just not right that people should be thinking in that way or behaving in that way. And as I said, in Europe, this is totally outlawed. Obviously, still some racism exists everywhere you go, but at least these laws protect people. However, in this TEFL industry, it is a bit of a cowboy industry still. People going across the world for jobs, people often get treated badly as well. It's not just racism. There's some terrible working conditions you need to be aware of too, as well as visa conditions that are not good. Just be aware if you're looking at jobs in those countries, before you apply, try to get a sense of what they're about. Is it a reputable institution, or is it one that you perhaps don't trust? You feel like they're just going to give the job to the first, let's say, white applicant that fits the bill. Now, I don't want you to get down if you are unfortunately on the wrong end of this racism thing, because there is positive discrimination, no doubt, right? For white Westerners, especially English native speakers, it just, stacks the odds against other people. But it can be done, okay? There are still jobs out there. So what I would say to you is try and have a look online, maybe on Instagram, because people love using Instagram, hashtags and so on. You can perhaps find other teachers there. Try to engage in conversations. Or Facebook. Try and find people who are actually in that place. And something I was quite surprised about, actually, that I've seen, I used to work for English First in Bali in Indonesia, and I've seen since that they seem to be, because it's like a franchise, it's a bit like a McDonald's of English schools. The quality isn't great. It's very low standard, or at least minimal standard, let's say. It's fairly professional, but the quality is just not that good. And they've got a huge number of schools around the world, again, as franchises, so all run by different people. But I did see they had a recruitment drive where they were taking on African American teachers. Okay, so let's say black people from the USA. And I was quite surprised about that, because China, there's always been this narrative that it is only white teachers. And I hate saying that, feels horrible, but unfortunately that's been the way it is. So things are changing, they are getting better, but you just need to be aware if you think it would affect you in any way, and I know people also discriminated against for being non-native speakers, even if they speak fluent English perfectly the same or better than native speakers. They know the grammar better, they got more experience. There's still unfortunately that issue as well, but it's still not impossible. And like I said, things are getting better, but just try to save yourself the time and hassle. Don't apply for a job where they are likely to discriminate against you. If there's a video or an image they ask for, and this is quite standard practice, ask them the reason and see what they say. And again, if you're going to spend a long time on a job application, you want to be reasonably sure that you got a fair chance of getting the job, not that you're just making up the numbers or that you're doing it and completely wasting your time. So that's what I wanted to say. Really, just be aware that it is out there, unfortunately, but it is getting better too. So, discern between good jobs and bad jobs, use your sense and be aware of it, and, talk to others, talk about it so you can actually help to stamp it out, and let's see what happens in the future. Hopefully the only way is up. So that's my piece. Remember, if you've got anything to add to this, leave a comment down below and let's continue that conversation, because it's a conversation that does need to be had. And let's see what happens. And remember, if you found this useful as well, give us a like and a subscribe. And you can also buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/CELTA helper to help support the channel and allow me to keep making content like this. So best of luck, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.